Hello, welcome to this update. Let's see what's happening for the severe weather and also some heavy rain across parts of the US and Canada and also some tropic stuff. So today's July 31st and we do have a moderate risk of excessive rainfall in spots of the Mid-Atlantic across like Maryland into Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, and other areas. So please be careful in those areas today in case of flooding. If you encounter flooding, please turn around, don't drown, and be careful. There's this big marginal risk across the south, spots to the southwest, and all the way to the northwest. They choose still a slight risk across spots of the southeast, North and South Carolina. Day 3, a slight risk of further southeast, and this marginal in the plains and into Montana. Day 4 still marginal in the plains, but to the southeast, and day 5 still two marginals. So be careful in those areas, especially like today and tomorrow shows close to 3 inches, a few spots across New Jersey into Pennsylvania, spots in North Carolina as well, South Carolina, some heavy rain, and a few spots in the northwest, in the plains, a few storms in the south as well. Day 1 through 3 increases slightly across the southeast in a few areas, but day 1 through 7 already shows like Georgia, South Carolina, more than 5 inches in those areas, spots of Florida. So you will have probably some tropical downpours in those areas next few days. Please be careful in case of flooding, especially next 5 to 7 days. And then the show next 7 days, the southwest pretty dry, but still a few storms in the plains and a few areas. So be careful. And for the severe weather, there's choose light risks spots of the high plains and also into the mid-Atlantic. So that show this one central to southern Wyoming and southern Montana into Colorado and a marginal as well around it. Marginal spots the mid-south and slight risk further in the northeast, like mid-Atlantic. So that shows some hail there in the Rockies high plains and also spots of the mid-Atlantic, some 5% hail. And then wind does show in all the areas in the high plains and also spots of the south in Arkansas and the East Coast. So be careful. And tornado less than 2%. So a few strong storms capable of damaging winds and possible across the Mid-Atlantic and Arkansas this afternoon. Severe wind and hail also expect across parts of the northern Rockies into the central high plains. So be careful today and warn others. Day 2 still shows a marginal central high plains in the southeast for some wind in both areas and some hail in the high plains. So that shows an isolated potential scattered severe storms possible in the central high plains across parts of the southeast on Friday. So be careful Friday as well. And Saturday still marginal central high plains. So be careful. The fire threat is critical across the Great Basin, spots of the west, and some big area of dry thunderstorm potential further northwest. So be careful in case of those dry thunderstorms and some wildfires. So let's see. Day 2 still shows some isolated dry thunderstorms, spots of the west. So be careful. Thursday today does show those strong to severe storms, spots of the high plains and in the Rockies. Shows even finger two in Idaho, Montana, but the strongest ones in Colorado and Wyoming. So be careful. And also storm or two in New Mexico, spots in Arkansas, and those areas in the Northeast. Some stronger to severe ones, especially the heavy rain. Be careful. And this goes Friday still shows like this doesn't go as far out as the evening, but does already shows a storm or two in the southeast and spots in the northern plains. But yeah, Be careful, the show today, Thursday. Some Cape there in the central northern high plains, especially like in Wyoming into Montana and Colorado. But most of the storms will be in Colorado and Wyoming. That shows some 1,000 to 2,000 joules per kilogram in a few areas. Friday shows more in the southeast as well and the high plains. So stay safe and be careful. There's still some extreme heat risk spots in the southeast and further some major heat risk. So let's see. So that shows still like some major extreme in the south and spots even the northwest, some major. Friday more confined to Florida and New Mexico, some major to extreme in Texas as well. And into next week, central, southwest, and still in Florida. So stay safe that heat, but in the rest of the southeast, it does diminish some because of the tropical downpours. So be careful in those areas. The European model is not showing so much near the coastline, but it showed like some 5 to 6 inches, a few spots in Georgia and Alabama. So we'll be watching that. The European is further, no, the GFS is further near the coast in the southeast. Next 5 days in the icons, more out to sea, but it does have storms in the southeast. So stay safe in those areas. Does show a few storms central Canada as well, like some 16 even like 60 millimeters a spot or two, like northwestern territory, spots in Yukon, a few storms as well, and spots in Quebec still shows a storm or two in Ontario. So be careful in those areas. Those temperatures slightly better, but it does show central Canada still very hot, so some 30 degrees Celsius, like this afternoon Thursday. Does show in the US even to more than 100 Fahrenheit in the southwest, even in Texas and in a few spots in 90s in the southeast in Washington. So be careful. Shows during the night does cool down, especially in Quebec and a few spots there in the west. But from tomorrow afternoon does increase again in central Canada, those areas like in the southeast, it's better, but down in the US, there's still some 90s in Florida, spots in Texas, 100, especially in Arizona, close to 110, the European models. So please be careful. Friday, Saturday, still show like Saturday afternoon, potential to 111 still. So stay safe in those areas, and it might be higher too. Then the show still says Saturday afternoon. Central Canada, those areas, some 20s, low 30s Celsius, this goes, and then there might be some below average temperatures still in Quebec. So be careful. And does show here as well. Let's see if it goes. They do have here, like in the outlooks, some possible below average temperatures in the northwest, they 6 to 10, and like well above average spots of Texas and into New Mexico, in those areas. But the 8 to 14 still shows mainly above average. So we'll keep watching this, but be aware. And here, as you can see, the tropics like very busy. So does show like this area to already 100% chance invest 99E spots in the Eastern Pacific, and I think the next advisory they will already put this as a tropical storm. The next name is Gil, so I expect this to become Gil in the next hour or so. They already announced it here, so this show like this other disturbance behind it to 70% chance already, and this other one like 40% chance Central Pacific. There's tropical storm Iona. It did reach major hurricane, and then you just go out to sea later, a week and by next week. So be aware. And the Atlantic still nothing, but Who knows? We might get Santa in August, but still shows tropical depression probabilities near the southeast with those tropical downpours. So we'll be watching, and then it does show like by August 4th, even some higher tropical depression probabilities near the southeast, still in the eastern Pacific as well. This goes Monday, Tuesday, that does get some 5% in the Atlantic by August 7th. This goes by August 9th. The European does show some 10% probabilities Central Atlantic, but that's still too low. But we'll keep watching. For now, nothing that important. But yeah, there's here next 240 hours. The European only shows like a few members there, has more near the southeast, but this like very low support. The GFS slightly more. It already has some more members near the Eastern Caribbean, but still low support. So we'll keep watching and just keep monitoring. But now still be careful with possible showers and storms, especially Central America when there are stronger ones in Costa Rica, Panama, spots Nicaragua, into Western Mexico, Southern Mexico, those areas. But those show more rain to Caribbean, some 21 millimeters, 14 millimeters, and even Cuba, Jamaica, those areas, those storms from time to time. So still be careful, but nothing too concerning as of now. But be aware, next 9 days, it shows even more across southern and western Mexico. So we'll keep watching and be aware in those areas. In terms of snow, just shows in Alaska and northwestern Canada, a thing or two, but nothing that important. But be aware. And yeah, so stay safe. And here the show slightly more wingus in Quebec by Sunday, as that low pressure goes there. And then the Caribbean, nothing too crazy, but sometimes slightly breezier central southern areas. So be aware, this may it. So stay safe.